trends are in cuisine right now. Also, I'm going to talk about blends, rice blends and green blends. We'll wait for Bill. I have that other one. And I kind of set it up, but we need to start. Cool. Chef Jill Redorf is here too. She's going to talk about produce.
Good morning.
So I do have some information up here from one company in the U.S. that sells a lot of grains. One of my favorite grain companies is called Indian Harvest. I'm not trying to sell you the company of Indian Harvest, but they have great literature, great ideas, great recipes. Did you guys all bring notepads? Their website is on here. I think it's just IndianHarvest.com. No, it's something else. Let me find it. Yeah, IndianHarvest.com. It's a great website, great recipes. They actually have a featured recipe once a month using different grains. Anybody else used any grains besides rice? Anybody? Wheat? Okay.
She said wheat. Okay.
Let's talk about some more specific grains. Like, you guys, have you ever used this? Or eaten this? Wild rice? No. Okay. It has a really nutty flavor. I can actually smell it from here through the bag. A big trend right now in cuisine and in global cuisine is to mix wild rice with different other rices, like taking basmati or jasmine rice, mixing it with wild rice. You get black and white rice kind of thing. And thinking about different colors to put in here. I keep picking this up because it has, I don't know if you can see this in the back, probably not. You guys can come up after. It has a lot of different colors in it. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about, because I know in competitions and when you're doing presentation plates, to get ideas with grains. I don't see a lot of people using grains in Prostart competitions. I don't know why not. Some of them, for instance, there's a grain called amaranth. It's very small, or quinoa, where you can cook these grains pretty rapidly rather than sticking rice on the stove for 20 minutes. You know, you can do some of these grains. For example, I'm trying to think of a really quick one. Bulgur or couscous. I can cook couscous with boiling water. I just boil the water or the stock, put it into a bowl, cover it with plastic wrap, and in about 5 minutes it's done. So different things, I think, shortcuts for competitions and things like that, okay? So nobody else has used any other grains besides rice and wheat. Couscous? Who said couscous? Okay, what kind of couscous? There are a couple of different kinds of couscous. Does everybody know what couscous is? Okay. They use it a lot in the Middle East. There's an Israeli couscous, which is kind of like a little ball. It's actually a pasta, but it's obviously green is used to make it. Great for salads. There's great ideas in here, actually. When you guys come up, there's some in here. And it'll show you pictures of it. Quinoa. I don't want to get too far ahead of you guys. This is quinoa. It's very small. Actually, I'll pass a couple of these around so you can taste or feel them. I can't walk up this. This is too short. That's a black quinoa. There's white quinoa, red quinoa. But if you look at how small that is, these are sample packs. What does it say on the cooking times? You guys are back? 12 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes to cook this. I think that when you're pressed for time, especially in competitions, things like this can really help you. Also, quinoa is a super grain. This has 12 to 18% protein. Okay, do you guys know what that means? This can be considered up there with meat, really, fish. Tons of protein in this stuff. But actually, here are the different pictures you guys can probably get to. The red, white, black. I've taken these three, mixed them together, and made a warm salad with it to serve with fish. You know, it doesn't take any time to cook. It has a lot of flavor. And I brought some sample packs. I'm actually gonna have you guys, at the end of this, you guys can come back and pick up some of these. So I need them to show them to the other classes, so. Let's talk about rice. What rice have you guys used?
Long grain.
Who said jasmine? Okay. This is jasmine rice right here. It's a long grain rice, very perfumey. It has a lot of, especially when you cook it, it's almost kind of a nutty smell when it cooks. Great rice for competitions as well. Cooks faster. Then, has anybody made risotto? Did you have a question? Arborio rice for risotto. Have you guys all made risotto? You know what it is?
Or Lauren's version,
Who's
risotto.
made it? You guys have. You want to explain how you make it?
Take it away, Alan.
I'm shy.
It takes a long time to cook, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of attention to cook risotto. It's great to cook at home, probably not a great grain or rice to pick for a competition, because what do you have to do to it for the whole time it's cooking?
You gotta sit there and stir it.
You have to stir it for 20 minutes. So probably not a great one to use in competition, although in global cuisine and the trends, this grain is used all over. I mean, it really, risotto, I have an Italian friend that's a chef, and he says that risotto is the second flag of Italy. You have the president of Italy, and then you have risotto. So, but it's not only in Italy, it's used all over. I've seen it in risotto cakes, where people have cooked this, spread it out on a sheet pan and cut it out with cutters, and then sauteed it later. A lot of applications for this. Who can tell me where most of the wild rice in the world comes from?
India. India.
Who said Minnesota?
Sheep.
Minnesota. Most of the wild rice in the world is grown in the United States and Minnesota. So,
Sweet.
great if you guys haven't used this before. It does take a little bit longer to cook, but it's has a great flavor. And it looks cool, definitely. Let's see, we'll move on to blends. Grain blends you can buy, but you can also blend them yourself. This is a Red Mountain blend, and I'm just going to read the ingredients. This has a red rice, long grain white rice, red jasmine rice, lentils, and black quinoa. But if you think about this and look at the cooking times of grains and mix them by their cooking times, so if you have 5 different grains that take 20 minutes to cook, you can mix them all together before, right? And you have a grain mixture. That's one thing you have to be careful with. Am I going to take quinoa and arborio rice and mix it together? Probably not, because the quinoa is going to be mush before this is even cooked. Another rice that is very popular, has everybody cooked this, or anybody cooked this? Does it take a long time to cook?
Yes.
Is it a long process to get sushi rice right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Great rice. There's also a rice, I wish I had a sample of it, but they didn't send me one. There's a rice out there called bamboo rice, where they take this rice, Calrose rice or sushi rice, and they dye it with the chlorophyll from bamboo, so it turns it green. It's starting to kind of hit the sushi restaurants right now where they're doing it. It's kind of a lime green colored rice when it's cooked. But the trends, it's different stuff. We don't want to see the same things when we go out all the time. We don't want to see the same things when we cook in the kitchen. And grains are a great way to get variety. Okay? Let's talk about other grains like corn. You guys use corn, right? Mm-hmm. Has anybody never had corn in this room? Okay, good, because we have one of the best places to grow sweet corn is in Utah. So, Utah and Colorado. I don't want to get into the whole market thing about grains. because we'd be here for too long.